time. So before we wrap up this One News special, we want to get some final thoughts from our panel, ANZ Chief Economist Sharon Zollner and political scientist Jennifer Curtin. Jennifer, I will start with you. How do you think, from the information that we have available at this stage, this budget will be digested in a political sense?
Look, I think Labour's base will be happy. They've hugged the centre with this budget because they're still talking fiscal prudence and managing debt. I think the big absence for me is there was no real talk about women's work, women's jobs, and the valuing women's unpaid labour, women workers and childcare to support their work and re-entry into the economy that isn't just forcing them into trades, is still an absence with this government. It was in the last one as well, and it's surprising because the Ministry for Women has a Bringing Gender In tool that helps agencies provide a gender lens to all the bids that are put to the government. So I was disappointed to see that the Finance Minister and a feminist Prime Minister didn't manage to talk a bit more about women's work.
Sharon, what are your thoughts?
Well, we're in unusually uncertain times, I think it's fair to say, and I think the budget does reflect that. They've got an infrastructure and a housing program, but they're realistic about the fact that it might take quite a lot longer to deliver than they would like. They're shoring up the beneficiaries' incomes, even at a time when the labour market is clearly tight, because the economy is quite distorted, and it's actually not easy for workers and employers to match in this environment. So you do need some band-aids, if you like, to help the economy through what's actually a really difficult time of adjustment, and also the path of where we're going to end up. What is the new normal? That is still really, really unclear at the moment. So I think this budget does strike a reasonable balance of looking out for the obvious problems that this society is experiencing here and now, but with a bit of an eye to moving forward to the future, but being prepared for the unexpected.
Is there any way to tell at this stage, Jennifer, how you think this is likely to affect the government's popularity over the coming weeks?
I think they're in a pretty strong position, and it doesn't seem, you know, they've hit all the buttons. You know, when we look at going into the election, what are the top issues that face New Zealanders? You know, in September last year, it was health, housing, poverty, inequality, climate, and education, pretty much in that order, and they've ticked those.
You say it's all about balance.